Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another Game Vault podcast stream. I'm your host, Mark. We're here with the News Hour for March 2nd. Well, technically March 3rd, 2025. Can't believe it's already March. It's been insane. It'll be a year coming up soon that I've been roughly doing this. So I think we're in like the high 40s on episodes or mid 40s. So getting pretty close to 52. And I even took a couple weeks off, so we may get to the actual year mark date, but not actually have 52 streams. So, how's everybody doing out there? I am in my in-between stage in personal life between college basketball that I do the scoreboard for, and my oldest niece's softball season, which starts in a couple weeks. I think the 14th it starts. So got a lot of time to go out of games in, which means a lot of streams for you possibly. So yeah, a little house cleaning up front. I know I do this at the end, but I should probably do it here. Just to let you know the stream schedule. Tonight we have Adventure Island. Thursday, Chrono Trigger, which probably the penultimate episode, I would hope. We have that. And then Friday, we're going to have some more Avowed. And then Saturday will probably be the dual stream again, Avowed, Trails in the Sky. And then Sunday is News Hour. Now, there might be Sunday Avowed, because this Sunday, I spent most of today editing all the videos, including some, I got one half of the Extra Life from 2023 up. We have a 13-hour video. YouTube only allows 12, so I had to split it in half. So thankfully there's a good edit point at like the 8-hour mark, roughly. So that one's up. And I'll probably be going through the other one as soon as we're done here. So we should have all of our current stuff up. Everything that's current. Adventure Island, Trails in the Sky, Avowed, Chrono Trigger, and the News Hour should all be current. In there. And obviously the Should I Stream It segment, because we won't have another one of those for a little bit. So for those of you that were on Twitch and saw the special Balatro stream on Friday, that is not going on YouTube. As the title said, I had promised to stream on Friday. Mark was tired, and he just wanted to play some Balatro. So, the plan is not to put that up, because I don't know where to categorize it. I may download the video just to have it, just in case if we do want to put it up. Maybe I do a bunch of Balatro streams or something randomly, and I can justify a playlist. But for now, that is only for you guys on Twitch. So be sure if you want to get exclusive streams like that, follow us over at twitch.tv/GameVaultPod and hit the notification bell. Because it'll go live, and if I go live when I don't announce it, then it's a special thing. So be sure to check it out. All right, so I've been playing this week is the same things I've been playing because it's big stuff. I'll start out with Avowed. I've started to love that game even more. I figured out a couple things. I fought a boss, like a big ogre or orc or something, as part of the main quest. And I figured out that it was dumb on my part. This is me being dumb. This is Mark being dumb and not anything the game did wrong. Or I picked up the second level grimoire, but I thought I needed like a special thing to use it or something, and then I just went and used it, and it made that fight so much easier than it was when I was trying to fight with the first level grimoire. Even though it's only one notch and the other one's 2 notches, the spells are just more powerful. So once I got Fireball and Blizzard and all that, it made that fight a little bit easier. I didn't like the area that we fought them in. I think it was way too tight for how big of a monster that was. I can't imagine fighting that with Sword and Shield, but maybe it's easier. But I just felt very claustrophobic in that fight. But Besides that, I'm loving it. We spent a good hour just walking around, and I didn't even go to the lighthouse, which I've seen a couple streamers go to. And we haven't checked out that area yet over there. I got our second companion, so now I'm good. I'm just going to explore more and not like force the main story. I think I'm going to start doing the bounties, or the ones that I can do, and all that. Now that I have two companions, and yeah, I'm just getting into the meat of the game. So far, I don't know. I'm assuming I'm gonna hate the one character that's coming up because they're supposed to be like a Death Knight or something. So I'm assuming they're gonna be really, if not straight up evil, like some kind of completely compassionate person. Because Death Knight kind of says that. So, we did spend 15 minutes, probably 20, maybe 15, 20 minutes, just getting lore. Just talking to this one guy, lore, dump, just everything. And I knew some things from when I played a little bit of Pillars 2, so it was fun seeing that stuff pop up. And also, I love Kai, who's voiced by Garrus from Mass Effect. Just basically dragging this guy throughout most of the conversation. It's a pretty good moment. So, yeah, I'm getting really excited. I'm definitely going to do a wizard run because I feel I'm learning it. And I probably would have been this way doing fighter or ranger or anything like that. But just from the way I think I'll learn how to, once I learn the spell thing. Like, Jonathan laughed at me when I asked him, is there lock on? Only because I didn't realize exactly how the spells worked. And I was like, oh, if they're like homing, I would like to have a lock on. But it just forces you to line up your shots and all that stuff. But I guess all the years of lock on as a Magic user, I just got it. But once I figured it all out, I've gotten pretty good at it. The thing I got to think about is whether I'm probably mainly going to be pumping into intelligence, endurance, and vigor, or whatever their life thing is. There's a couple other things I don't know if I'll need to touch, but I can respec at any point if I feel like that I went the wrong direction, which I love. It's fairly cheap to do that, so I like that. I don't feel hamstrung with what I'm doing in the game. So I'm looking forward to doing that. Like I said, that could be like a Friday, Saturday, Sunday every week stream until, and might be period. And if, say, we pick up South of Midnight, and I fucking love South of Midnight, and I want to play it all the time, then we might periodically check in with Avowed. I have to make that decision when I come to it. But right now, I'm in on this game, and I'm really, really loving it. And the other thing, Adventure Island, we're at the last world. Did I beat that? I know. I'm either on 8-1 or 8-2. I forget. It's been a long week. But yeah, we're on the final area. I tried to turn on retro achievements on BizHawk, but since I'm using save states, the game's like, fuck you! We're not going to give you any achievements. So, yeah, maybe I'll have them on going forward for all these games that we play on here. And, check it out. But yeah, there's two things about this game, and God knows it's not a great platformer or game in general. It's interesting, the things they were trying to do with it. The boss battles being the exact same every time is kind of boring and lazy. But then again, it was platforming in the 80s, so Mario 3, most of those bosses are exactly the same. They just have different powers shooting at you. That might be the one thing that this doesn't have that had, is that he throws the same fireball at you all the time. But yeah, the main thing I didn't like is near the end, they just give you shitty things to just give you shitty things. Like, there's no rhyme or reason. Like, there's literally there's one bad power up in the game, which just sucks your stamina bar, whatever that is at the top of the screen, dry. But they have now tagged that thing with an area that just doesn't have any fruit to help you even survive it. I don't know if there's a trick to doing this. I'm so far in the game, I don't really care at this point. And the fact I'm using save states is cool. So we made it through, but it's like a pixel perfect jump. Like, I would need to jump and land on the very pixel before the egg so that my guy doesn't kick the egg and break this guy out. And I don't think it's supposed to be that. What I think it is that you're supposed to be good enough to, you get him and you can, like, it forces you to run through the level instead of being cautious. It's still shitty. I think it's a really, really shitty power-up. There's other ways you could have done that. But yeah, it's not much to add from last week. I just want to see the ending at this point. Because I don't think it's going to show me much else that's really going to impress me or anything. I'm glad we went through it. I got to see everything the game has to offer so far. Just like Mario 2. It's a game I played a lot as a kid and never got really far. So seeing it this deep, even if we're using save states, I'm not trying to impress anyone, to be honest. So I am good with that. And then Trails. Trails is fucking awesome. I love Trails. That game, instant reminder about why I love that video game. The story, while I don't know if it's like, you can't call it like one of the best RPG, like, or best stories of all time, but it's one of the best RPG stories that I've played, because what it does, better than any game I played. Some Final Fantasies come close, and some other games that I played that you could consider same style RPG, is what Trails does is it really makes the characters in the world seem lived in. Like, I understand the world, if that makes sense. Like we went to I was excited when we went to the orphanage and I saw those kids from the first game and remembered all their personalities. And I remembered how well they wrote the matron to be the loving, caring person that, Estelle needed at that point. And then you have Estelle having flashbacks to the first game, and it's just a well done story, in that it was so realized by the writers that it's why, like, 10-2 doesn't work as well, because it seems like it might have been just an idea, but they didn't really know how to tie it in, and 10 had such a good ending in terms of the story, that they had to shoehorn things in for fan service. The thing about Trails in the Sky is that they basically let us off right where we ended. And the last game ended with a hook for a second game. Don't know if that was, like, at the time they knew they were getting multiple games or something, but it's really solid right now. I don't know if it goes off the rails and gets crazy, but I'm really enjoying it. So I will say it again. I've said it on the stream. If you are a fan of turn-based RPGs, this series is one you absolutely have to play if you didn't know about it. And you have to start with Trails in the Sky, because Legends of Heroes series is all connected. Trails is the first game in the Sky, and then you play the first 3 of those, and then there's like 2 games in between. Then you play all the Cold Steels. I think that's the best way to do it. And I love that literally with these characters, they started describing a character that was teaching the Sunday school with the kids. And I knew immediately who it was and was regretting or not looking forward to seeing them again. Hey, Goat. Welcome back. Thanks for the sub. Yeah, so it was interesting. But I'm absolutely loving Trails. So can't wait for next Saturday. And what else I played? We had a weird ceramic making thing. Yeah, there's 2 more series I have to call. Yeah, it's insane. You need to play it. So for work, we did this weird ceramic making thing. I made as many ghost jokes as I possibly could. But they had an arcade cabinet there that had like 100 arcade games. It's definitely a bootleg thing, obviously. And I realized that I'm terrible at arcade games because I'm not used to the joystick and buttons thing. Probably why I suck at fighting games. I did really well in Tapper. Tapper's a game I'm pretty good at. They didn't have Punch Out, which is the only type of those games that I'm kind of pretty good at, and the speedrun strats work in the arcade. But I played a bunch of those games and just realized, like, these are a different level of hand-eye coordination that I just do not have anymore. And just tried to play an Asteroids on an actual Asteroids cabinet and didn't realize that there's no joystick. It's just buttons. And that threw me off. Like, you hit buttons to spin and then you hit buttons to move. And I was like, it's not computing in my head. I don't know why. But yeah, so I did that. And then I've also been playing for some reason, mainly because, like I mentioned last week, because of the Four Nations tournament being so great. I'm playing a lot of NHL 25. I will stick with my thing that they improved the offense so much from 24, but the defense is still shit. Now, I say that with the caveat that I have, I thought it was only for the simulation of games, but I have it on it that there's high scoring, just because it's fun to see at the end of the year. Austin Matthews had 116 goals. You know, like if I played the full season, there's no way I'm keeping up with those guys. But I don't know if that's why the defense and my goalie isn't as good, because the game is skewing it to give up more goals. But it's frustrating. Like, you do everything right on defense, and then all of a sudden, you know, it's like, what else can I do to stop that? But I'm having fun with them. Having a little more fun than 24, NHL 24, not the Series 24. NHL 24 got boring, just because I sort of figured out how to score 5 to 10 goals a game pretty easily. I'm sort of getting there with 25, but it feels more like I have to work at it. Like, you can't just blast up the side, the board side, and then use the button to sort of lean in and then deke by the goalie. The defense is better than that now. But, you know, the one-timer thing is great. I'm loving it. I'm glad I didn't wait for it to come free, because I wouldn't have been in this hot zone of playing it. So, yeah, I'm playing through that. I think that's about all I've been playing. I played Balatro on stream. I played it for about 7 hours today. I'm trying to unlock all the decks. I unlocked one deck today after like 4 hours of trying to beat the green stake, or the chip thing, the third one. So now I got to go back and beat the black one, and then there's purple, blue, and purple, orange, blue, purple, something like that. I have 3 more decks to unlock in that game. But yeah, it was fun and frustrating. The thing about playing that game as long as I have, even though it's been a short amount of time, you know, as soon as you go in and you put that first hand in and you see the points you get on it, and then you look at the points you have to get, and you're like, this ain't fucking happening. Only like once or twice did I get lucky. And those are only because I had the one Joker misprint, which gives a random multiplier. And one time it gave the max multiplier it gives like 36 or something like that. And that got me over the top. I mean, a one I shouldn't have won. But besides that, you're like 99% of the time you know when you're done. It's pretty easy. And you get mad at yourself for not prioritizing things. But, yeah. Probably going to be playing that randomly as I edit stuff. Oh, God. Sorry. I'm trying not to sneeze. But yeah, that's about all I've been playing. It's been a little light on the news here. And I think the thing we're going to lead off with is pretty old news. So it might just turn into a conversation about the first two news stories. So yeah, let's flip over to the news. And I gotta get this up. There we go. So that when you guys start talking, it'll pop up under there. I think it's gonna be behind my head here. I haven't fixed this yet. I think the first line starts here and then goes up. So you can look out for that. But anyway, that's not for the audio listeners. You guys don't know what I'm talking about. But our first story is the biggest story of the week. Warner Brothers closed 3 studios and shut down, canceled the Wonder Woman game. Studios things do this all the time, but the insane thing is that one of the studios they closed is Monolith, who has been around forever. Like at least, I would say at least 25 to 30 years. Yeah, founded in 1994. So 30 years. And they had worked most recently on the Shadow of Mordor games with the famous Nemesis system, which is something we'll get into in a little bit. But yeah, they canceled the Wonder Woman game and shut down the studio. The fun thing is a lot of the stories that I've seen come out about this is essentially that everybody was like, that Wonder Woman game was fucking great. I don't know why they canceled it. It was pretty well done. Like, even like Shuhei Yoshida was like, this thing was good. Like, I don't know why. But it, yeah, so I think a lot of this has to do with corporate greed culture is real shitty right now. Well, always real shitty. I shouldn't say right now. But I think a lot of it has to do with the James Gunn DCU, and he wants to control it, and stuff like that. And I think a lot of these things that were in production before he took over are just going to go. But it's a shame that at Monolith shut down. I mean, the original people are not there anymore. It's not everybody's been there since 1994. So God knows if the studio has been doing good work. We don't know. They haven't put out a game since Shadow of Mordor. And what was that? Or Shadow of War? What was that 2017? 2018? Something like that? And, you know, maybe there's a reason. But it's just insane that nobody is like shitting on this Wonder Woman game. Everybody's just surprised they canceled it. But it looks like Warner Brothers wants to focus on, if I remember right, 3 series. They want to focus on Mortal Kombat, Harry Potter, and DC, which apparently Wonder Woman's not part of DC, but what they probably mean is James Gunn's DCU. So, yeah, they are going to consolidate, shrink down, and focus on 3 things. So, that is where all this came from. And the one slightly interesting piece of news is that Yeah, so the Nemesis system from 2017, as it says in here, um, has a patent on the Nemesis system. Oop, wrong thing. Oops, sorry. That was research. Um, is that Warner Brothers has the patent on it until August of 2036, which means no other studios can like use it or use any form of it or anything. This is something that shouldn't have. It feels like a system that would have been so amazing by now, if they didn't get patented. Patents are needed for a lot of things, obviously, but sometimes it should be under the impression if you're not going to do shit with it, then the patent needs to go away. Like, they literally have not done anything with this patent in 8 years. And they have it for another 11 years. Like, I mean, I guess it's the band, was it Bandai or Namco? One of them had the rights to loading screen mini games until like a few years ago. And they never did anything with it for the most part. So, yeah, this is one of the unfortunate things to come out about this, is that you're like, oh, Monolith shut down, so maybe the Nemesis system will be free. No, WB has the patent. So, God, would this be so good in like a Mafia game or something like that? Being able to do this. Yeah, like, they could have licensed it out to make money. It just seems like idiots run WB, which is not saying much. So hopefully somebody sees the light and lets them start licensing it out. So, some Monster Hunter Night Duck news. Monster Hunter broke through the 1 million concurrent players mark on Steam recently. And, yeah. It's kind of wild. And it's looking to get to the MOBA level, which looks like it's 1.3 million. But it is the second most played game on Steam right now, behind Counter-Strike. It's pretty insane how popular. I would say any game being this popular, not just Monster Hunter. It's just insane. Like, because you always think MOBAs are a different beast, like Counter-Strike, Dota, League. Well, League's not on Steam, but Steam. But you know what I mean. Like, those are different games. Cyberpunk was maybe more of a curiosity for the most part, but it's kind of wild. No pun intended. I think what Monster Hunter really needed, it already had the rabid fan base. You know, it was legendary for long lines at conventions and E3 and stuff like that. That everybody wanted to try it out. By going to large consoles and having the room to do more with, and engaging a larger audience than the handhelds were allowing, has made this explode. And from everything I've seen of streamers playing, it's well worth it. And I know that if Jonathan was not moving this week, he would have been probably playing a hell of a lot of that game. Probably already playing a hell of a lot, but probably more than he would have. So they're looking to get up to 2 million, according to this. So good news out of the Monster Hunter thing, and maybe a sign to other games that maybe you try putting your games on Steam as well. I'm looking at you, Square. Next up, getting closer and closer to that confirmation. If it hasn't already come through by this point, I couldn't find anything if there's confirmation. But Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 3 Plus 4 was rated in Singapore, which makes it about a 50-50 shot usually once Southeast Asia starts rating it. It sort of has a chance to do it, and I think it's definitely coming, and I think it'd be a great thing to just throw on Game Pass immediately. It's perfect for that. So yeah, if you're looking forward to Pro Skater 3 and 4, if you were more of a 3 and 4 person and a 1 and 2, your game is coming. So yeah, I think March 4th, is sort of going to be the announcement on Tuesday. So, at this point, I think this is what's coming. I'd be shocked if it's like a Tony Hawk 6 or something like that. But 3 and 4 seems like a really good thing for them to do. Like I said, there's not much news this week. So, final 2 stories are our things to let you know what's coming up on Game Pass and PlayStation Plus. So, the Game Pass lineup for 2025, and I've been talking about it, and I might have a third console that, is coming. So, Balatro is on Game Pass right now. I'm probably going to download it as soon as we're off this. I didn't realize this. 33 Immortals, which could... If that game is single player, which I don't think it is, would be a Friday game, but I don't think we're gonna dive into that. Descenders next, Blueprints, Tempopo, Revenge of the Savage Planet, Moonlighter 2, The Endless Vault, Tanuki, Pond Summer, Buckshot Roulette, Echo Weaver, and Ultimate Sheep Raccoon. They are all coming to some form of Game Pass, whether it's cloud, console, and PC, or just console, or just PC, or just console and PC. Just some combination, or just consoles. And Watchdog Legions is coming, or is already out. A lot of games coming. If you're looking for more ID at Xbox type games. But I'm definitely at download Balatro. And PlayStation, I wish they had a list here. So the 3 games for PlayStation Plus coming for, I don't know, I can never tell if this is the... Oh, Essentials. Okay, so this is all 3 things, so I'll be able to get this. Thankfully, I held off on one of them. So, one game is Dragon Age The Veilguard. You'll be able to get that if you have the lowest level of PlayStation. Sonic Colors Ultimate, and Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles The Cowabunga Collection. I may pick up all 3 of those tomorrow, or Tuesday. So, very happy that this is coming to the Essentials tier. So if you haven't played Dragon Age Veilguard, and you wanted to play it, well, now if you have PlayStation Plus at any level, you can play it for free. And then, if you're a degenerate Sonic fan, you get Sonic Colors as well. So, yeah, just be on the lookout for that. Like I said, it was a light news week. Basically allowed me to catch up on a lot of things that I was doing in terms of playing games. So, yeah. That'll be it. I've been in this chair way too long today. So thank you guys for joining me. It's been fun as always. We'll be back tonight, on Monday night, for those of you watching live. With Adventure Island. Hopefully we'll beat it tonight. Not sure. Might be one more week after tonight. And then Thursday, penultimate episode of Chrono Trigger. Friday, new episode of Avowed. Saturday, Avowed Trails. And Sunday, Trails News Hour. that's the week here. So I hope you come and join us. Thank you once again, and we'll see you next time. Bye.